doing that, then hopefully you're both on the same page about if it doesn't work out. Like, you got to sign a piece of paper that you're going to be so fucked up that you have to have that to lie back on. Like, that's like
sad to me.
Yeah, I mean, as personally, I would think it should. That's what I'm saying. And I'm not saying everybody does this, that's the case. I'm saying, like, overall consensus, I'd be like, yo, if you're not making enough money for me to literally take from you and ruin your life, then I don't understand why we need this prenup so badly.
Right. But people also, women can take, even like I could have, we weren't even married that long. And previous did take not even as much as she could, but took so much. And like men, like if you don't have a prenup.
But I'm gonna keep it a buck. When I see someone in that situation with someone like that in that situation, it makes sense. Right? Yeah. There are times it makes sense.
And with kids and a house involved.
Yeah, fuck the kids. No, I'm serious. Being mentally terrorized for that long literally changes your psychology, your central nervous system. Yes, you sacrifice self. Like, that's what I'm saying. So when that does happen, I'm like, I mean, that makes sense, right? But again, if the system's always set up for the loss, like I'm a great father. If that happened to me, I'd be pissed. I'd be so angry because it would make the case would have to be I'm a deadbeat. You get what I'm saying? And if you look at how things are done and what it is and how it is, there's a case for that, right? Like certain things are not in my name, different stuff, right? You don't look at the beginning and how that should happen. They'll only look at the facts. That's the way the system works.
But for men and in New York State in particular, like men really, and like the whole narrative that men are bad dad, like everybody's a fucking bad dad, even though there's a lot of really good dads out there, they still get disserviced.
Literally black men in homes where are there, it's 80%. That's insane. That's a crazy amount.
But you could still get fucked over. Like, it doesn't matter. You said, it could be painted like you're a deadbeat, but somebody who is not a deadbeat it's not even about painting you like a deadbeat. It's just like, here's what I'm owed and I'm going to take this now.
Yeah,
it doesn't even matter.
That's the case for doing that. That's what I'm saying. It actually does matter because that's what they do. She can say he was a good father. They'll still paint me as someone who owes her that. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's painting me as a deadbeat. That's literally them saying that I owe her because of what I didn't give. That's painting you as a deadbeat. Like, they're not going to go after you and say, you never did this. But they do go over. They're like, all right, she was with you this amount of time. This is how much you guys made.
Right.
This is how much you owe. Yep. And then with her, you're fine. Right? So quite literally, see, because again, people don't know this, but I have a very close friend who I'm in men's group with who went through fighting for his child. And as I watch him, as he tells that story, bruh, it makes sense why he has no pennant to get married. He has no want to get married to anybody because of how that happened to him. And I'm like, yo, that shit's sad. Of course, there is a factor of you chose this person, but there's also a factor of people change, bruh. Like, and again, if you made the mistake out the bat, that's fine. If you get fooled, that's on you. That again, there's space, but sometimes people genuinely change. And when people genuinely change, we know that kids is a factor. We know that space is a factor. We know that time is a factor, right? Someone who's pretty who doesn't feel pretty anymore might become very ugly on the inside. Someone who had a lot of money, who didn't have money, but then got money and acquired money might become who they really are because they have money now. You get what I'm saying? Again, people can change.
Sure. Right? Well, that calls into question also like the whole institution of marriage and why people are choosing to get married and what they think they're signing up for.
Half a half. The same way we took God out of schools and everything else is the same way we took him out of marriage. And because of that, we don't understand what marriage is. I remember, not picking at you, but saying it out loud, that you said you were like, God's mean. And I was like,
oh, well, that was...
Right? Like, my head turned sideways, but you know what's funny?
That was Bible context.
Do you know what's funny? I mean, still not true, not fair at all. That's what the system does right there. It paints men as bad fathers for discipline, bruh. For discipline. When I became a dad, I realized that the Bible, that's who God is. And as soon as I realized that's what God is, that's what I think that's what made me want to run to him. For the first time ever in my life, I'm like, yo, you're just a really great fucking dad. Right? That's why we talked about the peril of the lost son. Like I'm telling you, like when you realize that the thing blocking who you are, what you get to have is what you do. Like God ain't stopping you from being blessed. You are. Your choices, who you choose to hang out with, where you spend your time, who you frequent with, who you rock with, that shit is what stops you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And then you want to blame others. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, yo, you are your own biggest problem, right? And I watch people walk around hurt, and I watch people love on them, and they still want to stay hurt. Well, keep your victimhood mentality. Respectfully, fuck you and that victimhood mentality. Keep it. If that's where you want to be in life, just stay away from me with it. That's how I've chosen to live. And I have been called more often than not a bad guy because of that. But what I've had to learn is to elevate self. So what that is, I don't even move with that no more. We don't even be in the same space. You can call me whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. Right? That shit don't affect me.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm over here trying to bridge gaps with family and other stuff. Man, I'm not worried about your bitch ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about the fuck you say. Right? I'm not. Because as soon as I start worrying about motherfuckers whose opinion shouldn't matter, then I stop mattering to myself. I'm not leaving me. Ooh. Fuck you. Like, that's how I really feel. So anytime somebody be like, well, you didn't, I don't give a fuck. Right? Like literally on Saturday, I told Margie I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Right? And she was just like, the funny part is everybody kept rolling. It wasn't like, damn. It was just like, yep, all right. And everybody just kept going.
I was there.
Right? Yeah. No, you weren't
there.
You wasn't there. This just happened.
But it did happen.
This just happened. This was Saturday.
Yeah.
They did some old fuck shit, right? And like I'm calling it fuck shit. I'm gonna call it what it is. There was some fuck shit where they decided they was gonna fucking squat in the middle of the room like they wasn't taking up space. I was like, yo, the fuck are y'all talking about? You're in the middle of the room. Move over. Ha ha ha. Like they didn't hear me. So I got loud. Yo, move your ass over to the fucking wall. Well, Linda, we just did it. Yeah, I don't give a fuck, Margie. Move to the wall. That's exactly what happened, right? Is it a lie? That's exactly what happened. Even Jody tried to say something. I don't give no fucks. You are messing this up. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you, right? It's a difference. If I want feedback, I'll tell you I want feedback. But if I don't want no feedback, shut the fuck up and do what I asked you to do. Like, and again, when we done, come talk to me. Maybe I didn't handle it the best way. But if you try to talk to me when that happened, you're going to get a bad response, right? Who the fuck is you talking to? Yo, door. I'm not, because again, I'm going to say door. And if you fight me on it, the next thing is I remove you. Again, we don't want to go there, right? If you get me to say, get out, if you can get me that far, everything that follows you earned. Do you get what I'm saying? Everything that follows, if you can get me to kick your ass out, you earned. Okay, that's it. And again, I used to be like, yo, why my dad like that? Then I started realizing like, yo, people are fucking disrespectful. Right? People would rather be selfish than be about community. Yo, if you don't want to be about the space, man, why don't you leave?
Well,
because I'm telling you, as leader of space, you taking up too much space. Then you want to explain why you taking up too much space? Nah, not to move. Move first. Then tell me. I've been wrong. I have definitely been wrong. But you got to see how it's handled, right? Like Garfin will be like, yo, you be OD sometimes. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, but he was just trying to do this. Yeah, I hear what you said, but again, here's what you probably didn't consider is why I asked. Boom, 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 boom. Damn, I didn't even see it like that. Yeah, and I hear what you're saying too, but at the same time, I still need you to move, right? Like the conversations are normally like that. So it's not that weird for me to say like, yo, you need to move, right? That's the leadership shit. Imagine that you are that type of person and then somebody cries to tell you aren't. Ha ha ha. This is going to be a real short conversation for you, not for me, for you. Because I'm about to literally tell you what I think about you because you asked. Even if you didn't say I want to hear your opinion, you asked for my opinion as soon as you started trying to buck up against mine. Right? So it's one of those things. Like, and again, it doesn't have to be disrespectful. Let's hope it doesn't even go there. I don't need to go there. As a matter of fact, if I find myself being disrespectful with somebody, door. You should leave.
But
right?
Yeah. I think
No, it's cool. To be fair, how many people have I kicked out in the last 2-3 years you met here?
Yeah.
How many people?
Nah, most people show themselves out.
Yeah, they show themselves out. That's what I was going to say about you, is actually like, you can say that, and that's all very true about you, but also to get to that point with you is so much effort. Like, you'd have to be a whole asshole.
Yeah, you going super far. That's what I'm saying. If you could take me, and that's why I said I'm done with shit that does that. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. If you gonna try to take me that far, like if your mission is to make me so upset, it's intentional as fuck. Yeah. Like again, you want to facilitate change, do it in a positive way. We were just talking about an individual who wanted to facilitate some change, but chose the most nasty, toxic way to attempt it.
Right.
Thank you. Maybe you're trying to be helpful. Say it helpfully.
Yeah.
Say it helpfully. Right? Maybe you're trying to be seen. Say it helpfully. Say it in a way I can see you. This is why we went over, he wasn't here for this, but I went over Intent versus Impact when we first started sitting down and doing these, because a lot of people think they know what they're doing. I know what I mean. And that's why remember we was reading that message, I was like, yeah, this is what somebody who's trying to use that to tell me that I'm fucked up, but that's not true. See, if I had bent to you, you'd be calling me a bitch behind my back. No, for real. You'd be calling me all types of names. You'd be talking about, I fucking made that motherfucker fold. Okay, and then when somebody come to me, I gotta say, wait, what? Nah, I was trying to be nice. Yeah, fuck out of here. Like, that shit does not work, especially with men. Most of the time, nicety is taken as weakness. So if I'm kind enough, vigilant enough, wise enough to be nice to your punk ass when you didn't earn it, you should respect that. Just straight up and down. Am I lying? You should respect that. When you don't, again, you got probably about a good 3 times after you do it. I'm gonna be like, one more time. Yep. And then if you can get me to go past that point where I'm like, yo, you need to chill. If you get me to start talking like that, most people realize immediately, because I don't normally say shit like that. I smile, but if you see me stop laughing, do what I'm asking you to do, please, for both of us. I'd like this relationship to remain the way it is. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I will tear this motherfucker up to make my point all the time. I'm always ready to rip a motherfucker head off. And I don't think most people understand that, which is why it's like people laugh when I say it, but also like he's not kidding, right? It's that space. I'm not trying to hurt nobody, but I will protect the space. Just like if my son was in the room, yo, grab my son and think I won't say something. Oh, y'all stopped me before I got up. Okay. That's normally how it goes, right? I'm like, because if you see me again, you all have told my sign where I go. You see me do that, I'm about to say something or do something that's about to be a little heavy to somebody in this room. I'm about to change your life. Maybe not in a good way for you, right? It might be the best lesson you ever got. Might be a lesson you never learned. I remember a specific incident where I was already not having a good day, and a certain individual walked up on me and was like, hey, let me get your son. And I was like, nah, man, he good, right? Then they kept coming. So I done already told you, right? I done already said no, and you still coming. So then my son recoils, and I'm like, all right, that's 2, right? In my mind, that's 2, because again, you don't know. No, most people don't know my thought process, right? That's 2. They try to get close. I say, yo, what the fuck did I just say? What did I say? Yo, you need to back up. Back the fuck up. Okay. Oh, Jesus, he's so mean. No, you are so entitled and privileged that you can't see that you already given 2 strikes. Now I'm gonna knock your ass out the park with this 3rd one. Move. And then that's normally where it seems like, and again, I know a lot of men like that. I will put up with your disrespect, especially in the black community. I will put up with your disrespect because I have been labeled toxic for just existing. And when the time comes, now all of a sudden I'm trying to tell you, like, I'm not feeling that. And all of a sudden you want to be like, here you go throwing your terms and your bullshit, trying to tell me who I am, and you don't even know me. You understand what I'm saying? I have had people call me toxic because they couldn't get their shit together. That's wild. You understand what I'm saying? Imagine that's the rhetoric that gets pushed on you. How do you heal and grow? Separation usually. You can't even deal with that. I could go controversially like with like why certain things are shifting and changing around the world. I'm trying to tell you, I've been advocating, advocating, and then they come up in here and I'm like, yo, y'all are the problem. I'm trying to be nice. Y'all are the problem, right? And they're just like, nah, can't be me. It's gotta be you, because we are systemically told that's how it works. And I feel bad for them, which is why I'm willing to make space. But again, don't violate my space. Don't violate my space. You can take it so far, but don't violate my space, right? Because I protect that fiercely. See, if I say it like that, people don't jump, right? But if I say it like I want to say it, I want to say it like I was raised and taught to say it. It's just like what we was doing. We was in here one time, and somebody didn't listen. I said, "Come here," and they was like, I was like, okay, so you already know. You need to calm the fuck down. Just like that. Let's stop. Like again, let's have respect. Me and John argue like fucking brothers sometimes. No disrespect. No, the disrespect is in fun. Don't say nothing crazy. We both crazy, right? That's what it is. I understand who you are enough to not challenge you in that regard. I'll talk shit to you, I'll rock with you, I'll push you, I'll challenge you, but I love you, so I'm not gonna disrespect you in a way that actually feels disrespectful. Again, talk shit is a little disrespectful, it is. I talk shit to Devin all the time. I talk shit to people all the time. It's literally what I do. But don't misunderstand how I care for how you hate. Let's do that. Like, cause again, that might help you. That might help you, right? That might help you understand. Because I play like that doesn't mean that I'm gonna play with you like that.
Right.
We ain't got that relationship. So don't talk to me like that, right? I remember, I'm laughing because I'm thinking about a time where you were like, I don't know if I can say that to him. And I was like, what? And you said it. I was like, yo, I don't give a fuck. I just kept going like that, right? Because again, it takes time and care to develop a real relationship. And most people don't want to put in the fucking time, right? They just want, you just want direct access. I keep going with the references, boy, because in the last year, we have seen so many of those people do that. And you ain't earned that. Yeah. You ain't earned the right to talk to me like that at all. Stop talking to me like that. Yo, we don't know each other like that. And I'll say it nicely. And then what's the response? Well, you should put up with it, basically. Really? All right.
Well, that's saying more about, that says about that
person.
I
got to the bathroom.
So do I.
Okay, fair. We're holding it. Nah, it's fine.
Since before we started, I was like, shit, turn the mics on. Can't walk away.
I don't even know I got to cut this off, to be fair. We've been kicking it for a minute.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, 44.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is funny. It's that thing I told you about, like the porcupines show themselves out.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why everybody's acting like I'm prickly. You are.
Yeah, you prickly as fuck.
You are.
And then they're like, oh, shit, I better get out of here. Like, it's your own.
I think.
Because here, too, it's, you leader of space, but it's the space. It's you coming in to face yourself, which is why most people come in here unconsciously. And they're like, okay, and they stay, and they're like, okay. And then you have to make a choice. Are you facing yourself and trying to heal and grow, or are you not ready for that? Yeah. Or maybe you'll never be ready for that, and you're like, oh, shit. I just walked into like deeper water than I could swim in, and I'm too scared, and I walk away.
Yeah, but you could tread water in a space to stop pretending you deep.
That's a step too, though, for somebody like that.
I'm very well aware.
So I'm saying they can't even get there. Yeah, so then you leave, and that's very few people.
Well, that's still facing self. That's like to face oneself. Like I want deep, meaningful relationships, like Instagram said, right? Woo. Like that's really what you're hearing a lot of.
And it's not
said. Like because that's what you're told. You're told you need deep relationships, but maybe you're shallow, bro. Like maybe your shallowness is all you want from the average person.
Sure.
And you gotta be honest about that shit. If you don't be honest about it, you're not just hurting yourself, you're hurting everybody who you come into contact with. And I give examples. We're just not gonna do that, right? Like I'm not gonna use names, but I guarantee you if certain people saw this and saw us talking, most people would be able to tell you who I'm talking about because it's that apparent.
Right.
I don't need to say a name. I don't need to point out a person. I don't need to mention an instance because the lesson is still the lesson. Stop acting like you want deep connection when you tread in light water.
Right.
Right? You don't want to be in the deep end, bro. You like putting your feet down to the ground and walking. It's okay. But the moment you act like the shallow end is the deep end, that's normally where some checking gets involved.
Right.
Where somebody's like, hey, that's not the deep end's down there.
Yeah.
And then that's normally what you do.
They try to swim in the shallow end. They just keep hitting the sand.
And that's cool. Cool. That, again, we were talking. I was talking this morning with Kay, and Kay was talking about admiring how I move and how I do things with people. And there was and I told him about the time we were talking about a specific individual and how they hated me when they came in. Like the idea of what I am, they hated it, right? I know what it is. I know when most people see me, especially when I don't present myself either with pants sagging or fucking moving a certain way, I'm dead serious. I'm not they think that I'm somebody that I'm not because they have a misconception of what excellence looks like. Yeah. Let me say it like that. We ain't gonna go black excellence, just excellence looks like. Okay. So their box of excellence is what they try to place over me so they can keep me in said box, right? Okay, so when that moment happens, I don't flip out at a motherfucker just for thinking they know. I'll be like, yo, I'm trying to tell you, like, I hear you, but at the same time, nah. And then normally that's where all of cause see if it's cool, cause I'm like, don't put your box on me and I move and you cool with it, then we have no problems. Matter of fact, you might even come to me and be like, but I really thought that about you and I was just wrong. And I wouldn't go against that. That's what I'm here for. But when you start trying to tell me about the box and how important it is for me to be in the box, and then you want to tell me how the box defines people like me, now welcome to the problem. Yeah. Welcome to the problem. Well, again, am I attacking you, or have you been constantly attacking me, which is why you about to feel the smoky smoke?
Right.
Right? Like that's why I be telling people all the time. They be like, yo, Linda want to smoke today. I always, I'm fully prepared at all times to be in a position where I gotta do that. That's not a haha, no, I'm dead serious. And you miss it when you're unaware. You get what I'm saying? You miss it, and again, y'all can think about people I'm talking about. You miss it when you're unaware. So then you call yourself correcting or coming for me. And then you find out that coming for me is coming for the truth. And when you come for the truth, you gonna find out if you're right or not. That's just because I'm not speaking like, here's my opinion very often, am I? Yeah. I do give my opinion, but it's not how I normally talk. I'm like, no, it's this with this, and that's what it is. And then they're like, nah. And I'm like, look it up. Look, like if I could say look it up, I'm pretty sure I know what I'm saying, right? Like I'm pretty confident. Okay, so if that's the way it is, then what's the problem, right? And then when you look it up, yo, here's your chance. Here's your fucking chance. I'm right. We can move on. No. We don't have to argue. But you know what normally happens with that same person? Right. They argue their point. Right. Am I wrong? And then when they start to argue their points like that's not really what it is, then I'm like, so let me get this straight. You said what you said. You realize you were wrong, and you still trying to tell me I'm wrong. Yeah, we about to have a real conversation right here, and that's normally where it's like when you don't know. That's what it is, right? Yeah. I regret losing some of those people who don't understand and have had to see me be tumultuous with people because they really were here for healing too. Mm-hmm. But again, if you're not ready to play in the deep end, then stop pretending to go between the divider. It's okay. I'm not always in here speaking heavy truths. I'm saying light shit about heavy truths half the time. Yeah, sometimes if you're right, you ain't wrong.
I think the mistake there too is if you.
I really gotta pee, but I want to hear you though.
Do I get to go first?
Just tell your thing.
Okay.
We're gonna turn this off.
Thank God. All right. I was just gonna say, because I like to have conversations, and you could tell me something, and I'm like, nah, it's this, and then you explain to me more about it, and I shut the fuck up and listen. That happens
Sunday, yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Now listening to you, I could still have questions. I think that's the important part that people miss is you could be right, and I can still have my perspective.
I could be wrong.
I could be sure, but I'm saying in an instance, if you were right, and I have my perspective, and I need to have curiosity and the desire to grow and learn in order to consider what you're saying, or to be able to change like some people are so rigid that they can't change their perspective. And yeah, if you were wrong, I think you would do the same thing. Is like, oh, I'm curious enough, I want to grow enough to have this conversation, but you have to be willing to have the conversation, not like you're an attack dog just coming at someone because you need to be right. And I think that's the miss that we're talking about with people that have come through like that. I
can think of shout outs to Tamor if they watch this. I could think of people in my life, like when Kay first showed up, Kay presented as one thing. When they changed that, they made sure that we understood that was a change. And the funny part was Kay didn't come to me, right? Like didn't come to me and tell me that was the change. Tamor mentioned that was the change. Okay. But since Tamor came in, the very first day, Tamor came in here with a level of awareness and respect that was undeniable. I couldn't pretend that they weren't looking out for the vested interests of everyone involved, including myself, right? They were the very first person in this space to represent themselves in strength with no opposition. And I think that's like, I don't think people understand how powerful that is, right? Because what do I say? If I'm a truth seeker, what do I say to your truth? Do I deny your truth or do I deny your falsehoods? Again, this is my truth. Okay. That was my answer, literally. Right. Hey, I don't think you have a lot of non-binary people in your life. Am I correct to assume? I was like, well, yeah, I'd like to be the first. My name is Tamor. I remember that interaction word for word because of the simple fact that when you present, like, it's just like, you going for a job or you trying to present yourself to a person. When you present yourself a specific way, it is undeniable. And I remember having conversations about non-binary folk and making space. And I remember the gravity with which they spoke about it. And that's what made me realize that even if I don't agree with exactly what's being said to me, I will not be on the side that chooses how people can do what they do, because that, even by God, is their choice. And I will not take a choice from an individual. Now, again, you want to start talking about like what I believe and all that other stuff, that's different. But I won't take a choice from an individual. You have a choice, right? When I mention that people have choices, I also mention that other people have choices. Right. When I mention that other people have choices, I also mention the same way we have to respect yours is the same way you have to respect other people's, right? And I have had people be very upset about that. And I've had people be like, I don't like that you said that, but never to me, always in some other space or some other time. And again, I don't feel some type of way about those moments, right? Which is what I was saying to Kay this morning. I was saying I'm not affected by someone's need to call me whatever when I'm not even focused on people. Like we talking right now, I'm not focused on people, but that's also why it'd be hard to catch me, right? Think about Sunday, right? We was talking, we had that little conversation, and then you wanted to talk afterwards. Now I was going the whole time, probably until about 6 o'clock. Ate something Ashley made, crashed. Stomach got messed up. I don't know what was in whatever it was she made, or if my stomach just acting funny lately, but whatever it was, I was like, yo, gotta hit this bathroom real quick. Came out the bathroom and felt so drained, passed out, right? I woke up at like 9 o'clock at night, and I was like, got this list to complete. Just saying, right? So, I think if we're gonna be honest here, and move to the next level with people, we gotta stop fronting, man. Like the bullshit of it's okay for you to be fucked up is not okay. Right. I'm not saying that anymore. And also, I just said this. I said this to my wife. I am not apologizing for loving the people I love. I will adjust. I will be here, but I will not apologize for loving who I love. That part of my life is over. The placating of people is over. But I will always love from a genuine space. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. If you like what you saw today, because we just went right into it, check us out, www.gettingitdaily.com, or you can check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram, under the name Getting It Daily. Okay, until next time, I'm Coach Linden.
I'm Em.
Coach Debbie.
Signing off.
Peace.
Yo, I knew you was going to be childish. I knew it.